Good morning to one and all. Welcome to Digital System Design course. Today we'll discuss about introduction to digital system design. Before going that in detail about introduction, once recall the contents of digital system design. So this course is divided into 5 modules. In first module, we will discuss about introduction to logic families, uh, that is CMOS and bipolar logic. Next, second module or second unit, we will discuss about hardware description languages. So here two hardware languages are mainly used in digital system design, that is VHDL and Verilog. Third module, we will discuss about combiner circuits design using VHDL. Fifth module, we go for sequential circuits design using VHDL. Finally, fifth module, some complex applications implemented by using the VHDL program. So this is the syllabus according to JNTU A Anantapur. So in case of first unit, you can go for introduction to logic families, CMOS and BiCMOS. Second unit, hardware languages, already I described in previous slide. Next, go for introduction to logic families. So this is the first unit. So in that first unit, we have some topics are available. In that first one, introduction to digital system design, introduction to logic families, CMOS logic and CMOS logic families, bipolar logic, transistor logic and TTL families. Next, CMOS and TTL interfacing, ECL logic families. Finally, you can comparison of to CMOS and bipolar logic. So now we'll discuss about introduction to digital system design. So first of all, what is system? Why you can go for digital system design? So nowadays, in our day-to-day life, electronic device plays the major role, either in terms of home applications, in terms of communication applications, in terms of military applications, everything. Without electronics, we can't imagine the society. So at the same time, in order to design the electronic circuits in better way, so digital system design is one of the key in the method to effective design of all electronic components. So that is the need for why you can go for digital systems. What is analog system and what is the digital system and what is the design? First, we know about these three parameters. First of all, what is analog system? Which system output is continuously depend on input values. Based on that, it will produce the output. That system we can call as the analog system. In the sense, the output at any time, the output of system is depend upon input signal. So that is the analog system. In case of digital system, the output is depend upon only or which system output is produced based on discrete time invariant discrete time signals of input. That system we can call as the digital system. Digital system output is depend upon only discrete values. It will take from discrete values inputs and it will produce outputs either 0 or 1. So that is digital system. So what is design? A design is a plan or specification for the construction of an system. After implementation of particular design, it will produce perfect output or perfect prototype or product. So that is a design. Design is just like a plan of action of our production or a digital system design IC. So that is a design. So this is the basic introduction to digital system design. So now we can go for in detail. What is the system? System is a set of components working as a whole to achieve a goal. System consists of so many components to assembling all components and all components working together with one specific task. So the task is digital, means we can call as digital. The task will depend upon input or output, analog or digital. So analog means it is called analog system. Any system contains the three basic parameters: inputs, behavior, outputs. Inputs means based on our requirement we can go for give the inputs, and behavior is a function that translates inputs to outputs. Based on the inputs from according to our requirement we can transmit the outputs in terms of zeros and ones in case of digital system design. uh, in case of electronic components, different electronics system, we have used different types of components: analog components, digital components, mixed components. Mixed in the sense we can use either analog components or digital components. So already I told analog system has values from continuous of input. Digital system is system in which signals have a finite number of discrete values. So this is the basic things. Next go for history of electronics. So total history of electronics divided into 5 generations. Generation 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So in case of generation 1, all electronic components are designed by using the relays based, or either gates or combination circuits or sequence circuits. Anything is designed based on the relays. Relay is nothing but it have two plates. So one plate is rotated coil. When the power is connected to the rotating coil, it will act as electromagnetic coil. It will attract it to the another plate. So like that, whenever this power is given, we can attract it the another plate. That is nothing but a on switch and off switch. Like that we can operating. So, but the main aim of electronics engineering is to reduce the size and power and cost and increase the operating speed. But relays-based design is it will occupies the so much of place in order to implement a single circuit or single ALU, even at a processor, it will occupy the more number of space. So next going on research and develop the vacuum tubes. That is second generation. In second generation, all electronic equipments or ICs are designed. At the time of second generation, there is no concept of ICs. Only we can go for vacuum tube based designs. Vacuum tube is nothing but it is just like a pipe. One side is cathode, another one is it. Whenever is power supply is given to the cathode, it will generate the electrons and attracted to the anode side. So like that, we can operate the vacuum tube based on our requirement, either off condition or on condition. But vacuum tube based designs are very fast operation compared to relays. But even though vacuum tubes are also require the more space and more power, and the speed is also less. Next going to the research and developed the semiconductor device. Once the semiconductor device came into the picture, the electronic industry tremendously changes into the smart way. In case of third generation, we can use semiconductor devices like diodes, transistors. You can use all these components and implement the PCBs, printed circuit boards, and some other whatever logic gates or small arithmetic components all are implemented by using the transistors. So in case of second generation, the electronics device size is more or less compared to the vacuum tube based designs. Next coming into the fourth generation, that is the IC design. So in case of always electronic engineer will research how to reduce the size and how to reduce the power. So in order to that, IC technology came into the picture in 1950s. um, Whenever IC technology came into the picture, the electronic industry will came into the smarter way. So IC means integrated circuit. It is just like a chip. It consists of a integration of active and passive components on a single silicon chip is called the integrated circuit. Integrated circuit in that based on the different technologies are available, that is discussed in later part. So once the IC technology is coming, and the size of digital system design is very less compared to semiconductor, compared to vacuum tubes and relays based designs. Once again, day-to-day technology will changes. Next coming into the fifth generation, that is the system on chip. System on chip is nothing but a combine the different ICs on a single silicon chip is called the system on chip. IC means integration of different active and passive components. System on chip means integration of different ICs on a single silicon wafer, that is called the system on chip. The present used all digital system design based on the SoC. So whatever mobiles, this Android mobiles and i4, i5, i3, i5, i7 laptops also can use the system on chip. This is the history of electronics. Next go for integrated circuit. So what is the integrated circuit, and what are the different various IC technologies available in IC technology to make a digital IC? What is integrated circuit? Integrated circuit is single silicon chip. It contains components are active and passive components. Like that we can go for different. Integrated circuit is nothing but a silicon chip. It contains of or integration of different components on a silicon chip is called integrated circuit. We have different IC technologies are available, uh, like a bipolar technology, MOS technology, BiCMOS technology, gallium arsenic technology. Whenever in earlier days of IC technology, we can use only bipolar technology. So later on we can use CMOS, BiCMOS and gallium arsenic. In case of bipolar logic also divided into the two families, ECL family and TTL family. So ECL family is the fastest family in all families. TTL is the uh, low power consumption technology compared to ECL. Whenever you can go for high speed, you can go for ECL. Whenever you can require the less power dissipation, you can go for TTL logic. After some years, next MOS technology came into the picture or dominate the design of digital circuits. NMOS and PMOS and CMOS. CMOS is the most effective way of to design the digital system in general applications. Next, you can go for BiCMOS. BiCMOS is a technology, nothing but a combination of bipolar and CMOS technology will produce a new technology that is called BiCMOS. We can add the advantages of bipolar and CMOS. We can implement a new technology that is called BiCMOS. BiCMOS is used for transferring the data from one place to another place. CMOS is used for logic design. Bipolar technology is used for uh, to design the drivers. Gallium arsenic is one of the efficient way of designing the electronic components. Basically, it is used in military applications. Uh, so it is very cost and very difficult to fabricate the ICs in case of gallium arsenic. In general, we can use the CMOS is the best technology. We can use the digital system design. So next go for chip integration level. So IC means integration of different components. Based on the number of components, IC chip integration level divided into the 5 different levels. First one, small scale integration, medium scale integration, large scale integration, very large scale integration, ultra large scale integration. So chip integration level means in order to integrate active and passive components on a single wafer based on the number of quantity of integration divided into the 5 different types up to 10 gates or 10 to 100 gates you can call as a small scale integration. 10 to 1000 gates we can call as a medium scale integration. Medium scale integration means we have a small chip in that up to 1000 gates are integrated within the single wafer. The technology we can call as a medium scale integration. Large scale integration up to 1000 10,000 gates are integrated with a single chip. VLSI means over 10,000 to 1 lakh tron or 10,000 gates are integrated within a single silicon wafer, that is called VLSI. Ultra large scale integration can over 10,000 to 1 lakh gates are integrated within the single silicon wafer, that is called ultra large scale integration. This is the important for 2 mark question. Chip integration levels, what are the IC, different IC technologies or different IC integration technologies. So that is the chip integration level. Next go for advantages of chip integration or IC technology. Advantages of digital system design or IC technology. So we have so many advantages compared to the existing one. So first one is smaller size, low cost, low power, high package density, high reliability, more functionality. So by using CMOS, we can implement any IC. That IC is very small size compared to either relays based and vacuum tube based or semiconductor based. So that's why you can go for digital system design with CMOS. Low cost, low power, high package density in the sense in small area we can include those more number of ICs. So that is called as high package density. Suppose in case of in olden days before IC, suppose if you want to design one full ladder, it will occupy the 10 centimeters. But in case of after IC technology, 10 centimeter we can include some millions of transistors. So that is the high package density. High reliability means the lifetime of device is more. More functionality means we can use single IC for multiple functions based on our requirements. So these are the advantages of the digital system design or chip integration design. So this is also important for 2 mark questions. Next go for applications of digital system design. So we have without digital electronics we can't imagine the present day society. So we have so many applications for digital systems are considered. In that first one, consumer electronics. So in consumer electronics means are home applications. So in consumer electronics, all whatever you can use day-to-day life, like a washing machine, refrigerator, AC, so video player, TV. So everything all are available, all are implemented using the digital ICs. Next coming to the communication side, that is wireless communication or wired communication. Next electronic design automation, medical applications. Medical means scanning, ECG scanning, like that you can go for different scanning. Automobiles, now we can go for everything is automatic car. In car we can also see the different automatic options. These are possible only by using the digital electronics. Without some of the driverless car also it is a implementation of advantage of digital system design. Next aerospace. So in case of aeroplanes, the total system is controlled by using the ICs only. Defense military applications also we can go for different controlling of MEMS and bioelectronics. In the case of the medical electronics and in case of bioelectronics, we can go for this. We can use the digital electronics effectively. These are the different IC digital system applications. IC industry plays the major role now in future coming days also. Without ICs, we can't imagine the our day-to-day life. Different software tools are used in digital system design. So some of the most and most important softwares or tools used in implementation of digital systems. Synopsys tool, Cadence, Xilinx, Altera, Microwind. These are the most top five tools are used for design any IC using VHDL or Verilog. These are the different VLSI companies are available. Uh, these companies recruit the engineers from NITs, IITs, or some of the primary institutions. Synopsys, Intel, Xilinx, and Cadence, Broadcom. These are the different electronic companies. Okay, thank you one and all. We will meet in the next session. Okay, thank you one and all.